Welcome everybody. Welcome back to ServantKing TV. You're on the Servant Real. I'm your host, ServantKing. Y'all know what we do. We sit down with the entrepreneurs, the creators, the influencers. We pick their brain. We chop it up with them. Kind of find out what they're doing that's pushing the culture forward and all the things that they kind of planting into society. And today, I got a special guest, y'all. The man, and especially here in Jacksonville, he goes by the Architect. And you can only imagine why they call him that, because he's always building something. He got a million things going on, and we got a short time, so I definitely want him to kind of get into it. So, Mr. Jay, what's going on, bro?
What up, though? I appreciate you for having me on. Man. The introduction was like way more.
I ain't do you no justice. Man.
No.
No justice.
Now I got to live up to what you just said.
I sure appreciate you, man. Let's kind of start from the beginning. Where you from?
I am actually from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I have been in Jacksonville since 2014.
Okay.
I got here, and then I think after 1 year, I don't even think it was a whole year. It wasn't even a whole year that I was here that I started on my entrepreneur career.
And listen, you know it's crazy because everybody from Detroit a hustler.
It's built in
every time you hear about the D, they hustle.
It is. It's built in us. There's some there that you just got to be bred and built there.
Right. So what was it? So have you ever? Was it you were at a job at one time and it kind of forced you into this? You didn't like it, or you kind of was entrepreneur from the jump?
God is good to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that with everything that I am. So I didn't know what he was doing when he knew what he was doing.
Right, absolutely.
When I was in corporate, I worked for Fortune 500 companies. I've been spoiled in that way.
Okay, right.
And I've always been the manager.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I was managing 4 different lens crafters.
Okay.
And then between Detroit and here, I think I managed 13 different T-Mobile.
Wow.
Between there and here, and when I was running the 4 different lens crafters, and I was doing what I was doing with T-Mobile, they had trainings that you had to go to.
Okay.
So they trained us on how to interview correctly, how to do payroll correctly, how to do inventory. I mean, every little thing that you could think of, time management, everything that you could think of. Not knowing, like even forecasting.
Everything you need for a business.
Exactly.
Yep.
Forecasting your business, seeing the trends of your. I mean. And literally, God blessed me so much so that He had them pay me to teach me how to run my own business.
Right. Wow. And that's exactly what it is, right? Happened. And it's crazy because we don't understand how stuff we do now or the stuff we did then only for tomorrow. He knows that.
He absolutely knows that. And I'm so happy he knew that when I didn't.
Right, absolutely.
I probably would have messed it up if I knew that.
Blew it.
If I knew that was the plan.
All right, so for the people that don't know, you have been labeled the Architect here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
Tell the people where that name came from and why they call you that.
All right. So I was at an event, and if I can, shout out to Melinda Rackley with Rack City Publishing.
Okay.
I was at an event and we were talking off to the side, and she is the one that said, "You're the architect." Right. And I'm like, well, you're gonna have to explain to me what that means. You can't just say that and walk away.
Right.
And then she began to explain to me, because you're building people, you're building events, you're building talent, you're building everything you put your hands on, you build it. And I was like, oh my God. And it was amazing. Like, out of one mind, you want to be like, what a great compliment. Right. But then immediately the responsibility of it.
Yeah, some big shoes to fill.
It is.
Right.
So when she said that, it caught on. I didn't tell the people to call me that.
Right.
Like, even now, I'll walk in the room and somebody be like, "Oh, that's the architect," and I'm like, I gotta look back. Oh, that's me.
Right. And now you gotta live up to it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got introduced to you through I've seen a lot of movement with what you call the Blue Skies Foundation.
Yes.
Kind of tell the people what that is. And
so Blue Skies Foundation is very near and dear to my heart. Again, God is so good, because it just looked like I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And I just know that He told me to do something.
Right.
And I just did it. And look at what happened.
Right, absolutely.
So Blue Skies Foundation right now has 4 different programs that we cater to 4 different communities. One of the communities being the Survivor at Large community. Okay. That program is called Survivors Unite. Look out for May the 2nd. We'll have our 3rd annual I'm a Survivor Benefit Gala, where we just honor different survivors in the community who's not just surviving, but they're actually surviving. They're living life beyond the survival and actually making an impact at the same time. So we just award them, and we just love on them and acknowledge them for it, because you could have given up. Yep. This was designed to take you out, and you decided that I'm going to win. Right. So we have to shed some light on that community. Right. And we've honored. We wanted to change the scope of what you thought of when you heard the word survivor. If I said survivor right now, you probably think it's cancer. Right. There's so many different survivors that we never think about. Right. Burn survivor, bully survivor, transgender hate crime survivor, sex traffic survivor.
You're right. All the people that don't get acknowledged.
Yes. Pregnancy and infant loss survivors, alopecia survivors, stroke survivors. So we just highlight all the different. You want to change the scope of what you think of when you hear survivor. And then if I can announce, and I know I'm taking a long time to answer this question.
Go ahead. This is your show.
So we have a proclamation from the city of Jacksonville, from our mayor, saying that every month of May until the end of time is now known as Survivors Month. Wow. And we've submitted our papers so that it can be nationally known, kind of how breast cancer is. Right. Okay. So that's one of the programs. I know it was a long, drawn-out explanation. Sorry.
And that's what I want. Like, go in detail, man, so we can.
Got you.
Understand.
The next program is called Authors in Art. Okay. We just provide a platform for different individuals that has the knack for, not even the knack, the gift of writing, the gift of literacy and teaching and what that means, and just any form of art. We just had the last one on the 2nd Tuesday of February. 200 tickets out. Biggest we've ever had in the history of the organization. So we provide a platform for authors to come and tell their stories about their journey in writing their book and why their book is so important. And then we give them the opportunity to turn around and sell the books right there.
Gotcha.
And then we provide a platform for any type of artist. So again, we want to blow your mind. We want to take what you think that you know and expand it. Right. Even when I say art right now, you're probably thinking sing, dance. Right. We've even expanded that. Okay. We've done the art of comedy, because that is an art.
It is an art. It is an art.
It was so good, we had to do a part 2. Right. We did the art of painting, where we had somebody painting and somebody doing spoken word and somebody singing all at the same time. Gotcha. They're all 3 performing.
All arts. And they're all arts.
Exactly.
Right.
Holiday edition, youth edition.
Right.
If it's art,
you're taking it to the next level. Right.
And then I'm going to try to go quickly for the second. So Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders, that's the next program underneath Blue Skies Foundation. That's where.
And I appreciate y'all for allowing me into that.
I appreciate you for coming out.
Absolutely.
So that organization or that program, if you're watching on Facebook, it's called Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders. Go and join the page. We are now approaching 4,000 members. And I remember when God told me to do something, that was the first thing He told me to do. Well, I can say He told me to do it. He said, do something.
Do something.
And I started a group. Didn't know what it was going to be.
And look at it now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chocolate Fee if she's tuning in. The name of the foundation is called the Blue Sky Foundation.
Okay.
Chocolate Fee is one of my longest clients underneath Tolb Management, which is one of my other businesses. And we got her booked in Orlando to do a gig. So we went to Orlando. We're on our way back. And the sky was blue. It was just blue beyond belief. Like a painting. Like it wasn't even real. And out of her mouth, Chocolate said, look how blue those skies look. You know, there's always blue skies ahead, Jay. And she literally stopped and said, Jay, that's for you. I know that was, write that down. You're going to use that somewhere. And now the name of the nonprofit is called the Blue Sky Foundation. And the mantra is, there's always blue skies ahead.
No matter what's going on
right now. It's always blue skies ahead.
Okay, so now let's go into what, because you had to have some kind of drive, right? Or something in your mind clicking and say, okay, God told me to do something, but you tapped into everything. So you tapped into business owners, you tapped into survivors, you tapped into the arts, and then you even tried to expand what the average mind thinks about when they hear the word art. So where did that come from? To say, all right, let me diversify the foundation. You know what I mean?
I understand exactly what you're saying, but to answer the question, I don't know.
Right.
All I know is God said do something.
You went.
I started something, and out of that came the different legs, came the different wings. Now, I can tell you, okay, so for Survivors Unite, again, shout out to Chocolate Fee. She is a now 13-year lupus survivor. And because we work so closely together, I was able to really watch her on her journey of survivorhood. And when you carry around lupus, it doesn't go away. You learn to live with it. For the person who's looking upon them, they forget that this person is in excruciating pain because they've just gotten so used to demonstrating.
So you don't even see when they're suffering.
You don't know. Sometimes. Like, she had to remind me. Like, she said, Jay, I know you pushed me and I appreciate it, but remember, I can't do this time. And then she's had
sometimes you on go mode, and she like, hold on now, you got
and she was going.
But
she was like, okay,
look.
Right. So when that came about, I said, there's no way we can not. We cannot keep looking over these people who are phenomenal like you. And that's where that one came from. Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leaders. When I came out, my first company was We Do Everything Cleaning Company. That came out in 2015. And I made every mistake possible. I spent all the money in all the wrong places, all my energy, my sweat, my tears. I mean, it seemed like everything I did was wrong. God did cover me and grace me so that the people didn't see it, but I knew that it was wrong. And so Jack's Entrepreneurs and Leader was born out of that because I know what it feels like to want to do what you want to do. And I know God told me to do this, but I just don't know what to do. I can't tell you what to do, but what I can do, I will do. And that's how that one came about. Office and Art. My major in college was theater. So there's a connection.
So you already had that passion.
I love it. I can't deny it.
Can't get away from it.
Part of me.
So whatever you do, you're gonna have some kind of art affiliation.
Every single event that I do. Anybody who's listening,
I seen you got the singers.
I don't play. I always implement some form of art. I have to. And it's just crazy. God is just good. He just directed every step when I didn't even know what I was stepping.
All right, so let's tap in. All right, so now, guys, if you don't know, we still ain't done. You Jay Tolb Management. Let's talk about it. So you let's get into that. You are a manager, or you manage clients. Kind of speak to what Jay Tolb Management is about.
The name of the company is Tolb Management Agency, and that came out because Chocolate Fee, I guess I didn't even realize how much she was sent by God too. Embedded in my journey. She was one of the first clients that I had, and she walked up, like, at one point, people were walking up to me and saying, hey, I'm a singer. Hey, I'm a comedian. Hey, I'm a spoken word artist. I know this is not what you do, but I think that you command it.
Right. Wow. So people seen a talent in you that you ain't even seen.
So I had to go make it a business.
Come on.
You can't pay Jason.
Come on,
I
man.
need you to put it in the company name.
Put it in this company, man.
So I had to go create a business.
Right.
And now, that's thriving. Now I'm a certified business and branding coach.
Okay.
Yes, certified. That just happened in December, which I was already doing it.
You are doing it, but now you have the paperwork to show it. Yeah.
And I can charge more.
Right, I forgot. Yeah. that paperwork put a price on it. Yeah, okay, now we raise the price.
So that's when that came about, and now with underneath that we do we branding and marketing, because branding and marketing sometimes go together. People get it confused. They do the same thing, but they're not.
Okay.
I'm specializing more in the branding area. And then the PR as well.
Which is public relations?
Public relations.
Okay.
And people say, well, what is public relations? Even though they know what it is. If you just think of it in this way, maintaining your relationship with the public. Right. So right now, something happened, a scandal happens or whatever.
Okay, so that's when people talk about they gotta get their PR person.
Yes.
To come out and clean up, and they kind of let you know.
That's when you see the people on TV doing the press release.
Right.
The press conference.
Right.
Or they're sending in press releases to the news.
Right.
So that they're feeding them what to say.
Right.
To make sure that
they clean up their image.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go down that scope of branding and marketing, because I do believe sometimes we get these words kind of mixed up, and they are totally different things. So what is marketing versus what is branding?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm so happy you asked me that, because I love answering this question. Branding is, the word branding, the term branding came from back in the day.
Okay.
Remember they would brand cattle?
They would brand them.
They would even brand
us.
Slaves.
Yeah.
And think about it. When they were branded properly, you have to ask no questions. You knew exactly what's going on, who it belonged to.
That brand was a representation of who you are, who you belong to. Okay.
So your brand is that thing. So branding, your five senses.
Okay.
That's how you use branding.
Okay.
If you can smell it, it smells good, I want it. It feels good, I want it. It tastes good, I want it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
That's that.
That's right.
And then marketing is how I'm going to get it out there.
Okay. How to promote the brand,
exactly.
Basically. Okay.
What vehicle are we going to get in to get this out there?
Right.
We might get in the plane this time, get in the blimp the next time. We might get on the sailboat this time and just do TV next time. Yeah.
So you have to kind of feel for what's the best way to get this out.
Yes.
Kind of.
Every single thing that you do is going to be a different marketing strategy to get it out based on the goal of what you're trying to get out and how you want to get it out.
Okay.
You might have a new product. Okay, just put that on the commercial and you're good.
Right.
Then you might have a super spectacular event and you need to do commercial and radio.
Right.
Every different thing will have its own marketing strategy to it.
Got you. So when you got into the branding, what was it like that you were doing? Because you say it was something for you just normal. What was it that you were doing that people were seeing? It was like, hey, I know you can do that.
So this is what they told me, because I did ask them that.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time, me and my brother, we were running a comedy up downtown.
Okay.
And my brother called me onto his team and said, hey, I want you to be the managing partner, because I just know you can do it. So I was like, okay, we did it. And every time we were at a show, like now, I got my jacket on.
Right.
You ain't gonna probably ever not see me in the blazer.
Right. Okay.
Looking, on time. Ain't got time to be playing. I know you're here for the show, but I'm at work.
Right.
Maintaining that whole character, and they just came up to me. They just deemed that on their own.
So it was something that you actually enjoyed. That
I love it.
Right.
I love entertainment.
Yeah, I got you.
I love it.
I got you. But what's hard? I hear a lot. I don't say I hear bad stuff about management, but like I hear a lot of managers be like, "This ain't no easy job managing, managing artists or managing this person, because you never know what this person wants." So what was that kind of tied into the branding when you decided to say, "Let me start a management company"?
No, so when I started it, I only started it because people were telling me that I could do it.
Right.
So I kind of had to learn it as I was doing it. One of the main things when people say managing people or artists or even businesses or even events is hard because imagine you're the artist.
Okay.
And you're like, I know what I want, I know this, I know that, but it's like you don't know that you don't know how to do it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I know what I want, I just don't know how to get there.
And
I know
but you don't know that you don't know.
Right.
You think you know.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
You think you have the answers, but it's a whole different process.
I've been doing it this far, you know. But if that was the case, why are you in front of me right now? But I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
But, you know, so they'll say, oh, my God, I'm about to be the singer that God called me to be. And I know it's my time. I know it's my time.
Right.
And in that moment, I appreciate that moment. I try to feed that moment, motivate that, you know what I'm saying, keep that lit.
Right.
Because I know what it's going to take.
Right.
You geeked up and you hyped up right now.
Right.
Well, let's 3-4 months down the line when the cash is running low, when you ain't getting booked like you
are you still going to have that drive?
And more times than not. And I tell them every time.
Right.
Make sure this is what you want to do.
Right.
And only the strong.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Wow. So, I want to kind of tap into the event for the Jacks entrepreneurs and leaders that you have. It's once a month, right? The last Saturday. Kind of talk to me about what it was that kind of pushed you into that, because I remember we had this conversation that first day. For me, I love business owners. I just love people that create.
Yeah.
I love that. And a lot of the times when you talk to people from Jacksonville, when we talk to anybody, they always reference Atlanta, right?
Okay.
And I think Atlanta's a good place. You can see the business there. You can see how they do things. My thought has always been, it's here though. Somebody got to dig it up, right? We got the same entrepreneur, we got the same potential.
Yes.
We got more space in Jacksonville, you know, and this is no knock to Atlanta or anywhere else. But you have these other metro cities that people talk about, and you go, and you feel it. You feel the ownership. And when you walk in the room, you know what I mean? You don't really feel it here, but I feel like I know that it is here. You've kind of created an event to kind of draw that out.
Yes.
Right? So what was that?
If I can say, I'm from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
When I got here, there is a feel here.
Okay.
But y'all live here.
Right.
So y'all don't see it. Y'all don't feel it.
Right. Gotcha.
I've never seen a city with so many entrepreneurs ever in my life.
Really?
For real.
That's good to hear, though.
But it is the same thing that you were talking about with Atlanta, too, because we could be doing so much more. And you know what I'm saying? But it's going to take that one person, that Martin Luther King, that Rosa Parks, you know what I'm saying? That one person that said, yes.
Gotcha.
And I know that God built me for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to pause right here. I know that He built me for this. There's not a doubt in my mind that He built me for this.
Right.
And that's what keeps me going, even outside of
you knowing that you're supposed to be doing what you're doing.
I have to do this.
Right.
I don't have a choice in the matter.
Right.
If you made the toaster and the toaster tell you it's not going to toast no bread,
right. That's exactly right.
all you do is push the button and it toasts.
And it toasts.
That's it.
Whether you like it or not. Whether the toaster likes it
exactly.
or not.
I mean, I know it's an inanimate object, but
I got you.
It can't complain. You just toast. That's all you do. I know that God made me for this.
Wow.
And because I know that, that I can go relentlessly and do what I do. So the event that you're talking about is called Network and Chill.
Yep, Network and Chill.
Every last Saturday of the month, we invade Manifest Distilling downtown.
Yep.
And even how that came about was God.
Right.
We walked in there, and I got to say this, shout out to Ladrika Atwater, Tiffany Overby, and Jackie Donaldson. Those are the teams. That's my team for Jack Donaldson was a leader. So we went into the place, preparing to ask the owner, and we do an event there.
Right.
To our surprise, he said, no, I've been watching y'all. And because of that, no, you cannot do one event here. What you can do is do one event a month here. And literally stopped in the meeting, picked up his phone, and went through every month of the 2021 calendar year to make sure that he ain't had nothing on the last Saturday of the month. And that's how, and it's called Network and Chill. We just make a space, a platform for entrepreneurs, business owners to come sell their stuff, sell their product, their services, We even have an element, which I never see almost no vendor marketplace or pop-up shop, as they call it. We have live performances, so we bring in the shout out to AO and Monique Denise. They just did the last one. So we pull in everybody. So it's more than just
right. So how was you get the spot, you get the space. Now what's the reception, right? Or what's the response when you put it out there? Did you already have like a few entrepreneurs on board that you like, hey, I'm doing this pop-up shop, I want y'all to be there first? Or did you have to just throw it out there like anything else and say, hey, y'all, this is what we're doing?
Kind of a little bit of both. Because of God's grace, our vendors stick close to us. This is not the first event that we've had. Like every artist in art have vendors. Almost every event that we do.
I got you.
We try to include the vendors in there. So some of the people, I said, look, y'all been... to me, y'all my team.
So come on with us first. Right.
If you want it, you can have it. If not, cool. But I'm about to put it out there to the people.
Right.
So we did that, and then we just made a huge announcement, and it just started trickling in. And it God is good, man.
I love it, man, because I do. I love entrepreneurship, and I love people that create, and then I even love more people that try to create a space, which is why I created this.
Gotcha.
I want to be able to talk to the people that's just creative. Right, they're always trying to, and this is no knock to people with a job or anything like that.
Right.
But the creative side, you usually find it in the entrepreneurs, right? In the survivors, in the people that took the faith and said, you know what, I'm gonna try it anyway. Right, regardless of the sign. So I love that. So just recently you won the Best Boss Award. Man, that was great. Explain to the people what the Best Boss Awards is, how often we have that, and
all right. So shout out to Miss Adrienne Martin. I cannot speak on that without saying that. So shout out to Miss Adrienne Martin. I think this is maybe year either 4 or 5 or 6. I can't remember. But when she started it, it was the Best Awards and the Boss Awards. They were 2 separate events. The Best Awards were for women, and the Boss Awards were for the men. Last year, she decided to just put it all together. And I guess she liked it, so kept it like that for this year. But this is an event where she just honors different entrepreneurs in whatever industry that they're in. I mean, anywhere from branding coach to bakery to boutique, haircut to limousine, so every
whatever, right?
Yeah,
right.
So I was nominated for Boss Nonprofit, the Boss Talk Show. Because I do that Mind Your Business with the Architect Talk Show. I do that on Facebook as well. And then the last one was the Best Business Coach. So last year, I was nominated for 4 awards and walked away with 2. And then this year I was nominated for 3 and walked away with 2. Again.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I
was looking at the pit on that, man. That was a room full of greatness, man.
Oh my God.
I see Janae. Shout out to Janae White, the credit goddess. Who else, man? It was like
everybody. Like, I don't even want to start naming names.
because
I know like all of them.
No, I'm sorry.
They're gonna be like,
why you even
all y'all? Congratulations,
everybody, man. So, and once again, look at that. Like, it's somebody creating a platform.
There you go.
To acknowledge the greatness or the creativity of this city, and eventually it'll be bigger than what it is now. Each time it always.
So actually, she does it in more than just Jacksonville.
Look at that. Man.
I think North Carolina or South Carolina. I know she's going back to do that again this year. But she's trying to get it.
In every city. Spread it out. So tap into the show. You say you do the architect show where you.
Yes. So actually, I kind of do what you do right here, right now.
Right.
The whole goal of the show is to spotlight different entrepreneurs, different movers, different shakers, influencers, whatever you want to call that.
Right.
Because it comes in many different forms.
Exactly. It's hard to put it in one bubble.
So I was on 107.9 for a year. Technically, I'm still on it. They haven't let us back into the studio because of the pandemic and stuff. But my segment on that show was called the Mind Your Business segment.
Okay.
I'm always involved with the business.
Right.
That's just
right.
a part of it.
Absolutely.
So with the pandemic going on and things the way they failed the way they did, I said I'm not going to stop doing this. So what I'm going to do is take my little, 6-minute segment on the radio and turn it into an hour-long talk show.
Right. Gotcha.
So I went on Facebook. I said, hey, y'all, I'm thinking about doing this talk show.
Right.
Anybody be interested? This was maybe September. After all the people came flooding in, we had the show booked all the way through February.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So now that it's going the way it's going, if you are wondering why you haven't seen it in a while, because now we got to really critique, structure this thing because it's getting the attention that I'm not about to put out poor
absolutely.
Stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow. And I love that, man, because like you said, everything you tap into, business. Yeah. Business. And you get that, you have like that mind that just created, right? So the survivors were going to create something to acknowledge them.
And I've debated with myself if I should tell people this, but I think I should. I know I should. It's the transparency and then the motivation that comes along with it. So I don't have a degree.
Okay. Right.
I don't have a degree.
Right.
I have a business life coaching certification. That is it. But every time I think of that, I think of the quote that 50 Cent has. He says, "I do not have a degree from Harvard, but everybody who works for me does."
I'm telling you.
And I'm not down on degrees. I'm so not saying that. Don't hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All I'm saying is you go for what you know. If you know God said do this, you go in and do it.
Man, I'm so I had a interview recently, and we talked about that because for so long that was the standard in America.
Yeah.
Right. You go to school, you go to college, and once again, nothing wrong with college. Nobody's knocking college. But in 2021, that's not the standard. It's almost opposite now. I don't have a degree. I got a certification. Right. Or I got experience.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I go to YouTube University. Yeah. I go to Google University.
Man. And again, I'm not down on it. I'm not knocking it. Please don't hear that. But I remember when I was in college, and all my friends who stuck around and they did it. They graduated. I mean, I'm like, y'all did something I couldn't do. I'm like proud.
Right.
And I'm like, they get out of college and they work alongside me at Blockbuster. The industry won't take them because now you got the degree, but you don't have the experience. Right. Or you got the experience, now you don't have the degree. Yeah. And I'm not saying that's always the case. Right.
But it's always based on what you do with it.
Right. And I'm like, how is it? I just spent all that years.
I remember talking to one of my older friends, and he was talking about like this whole, politics, this whole school thing, and the school loans. I was like, man, it really convinced people to go to school, to get a good job, so the good job can then pay for the school. Yeah.
That's if you get the good job.
That's even if you get the good job.
Yeah.
But you got to pay for the school regardless. Yeah. So whether you get the good job or the bad job.
So you went to school. I'm a doctor. I went to school for 18 years. I'm going to die paying these people. Right. You know what I'm saying? If I don't double up on some payments or, somebody don't die, leave me some inheritance or something like that. It's and I ain't knocking it.
Once again, it's all about what you do. It's work, absolutely.
A lot of people, actually.
Absolutely. But it's definitely no longer the standard, though. Right? And it doesn't put you at a lower chance of anything if you don't go that route. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
I agree.
Wow. Okay. And I really appreciate you coming, man. Because like I said, when I reached out, I was like, man, this guy got 100 things going on. I don't even know what. Do I need to piece out some time? We're going to spend 20 minutes on this. I'm going to about 10 minutes on this, about 5 minutes on that, man. So I really appreciate you. Not just for coming, but for what you do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. I think it's big, man. I keep going. I definitely want to be a part of the journey, especially with the Jackson entrepreneurs, because that's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do business on the show.
We absolutely can. Look, and there's not There's never no such thing as too much help,
No,
too many connections, too much network. I want it all. I need every connection that God gives me. And I use those words on purpose. He gave them to me.
Right.
So that means that they're mine.
Right. You didn't earn them.
I have the
work
authority to use them as they. This is your jacket.
Right.
You can do
what you please.
That is yours. These are my These are my people. This is my network. And God, you gave this to me, and I'm going to use them. But I'm not going to do is misuse them. But I'm going to use them.
All right. Wow. Before you go, speak to that. Right, because I sometimes believe, and I tell people, especially inspiring entrepreneurs, I believe your network and your relationships can sometimes be more important, if not just more important than actually what you know about the industry.
Yes.
What you know and how you know the saying, your network determines your net worth, right? Kind of speak to that, because you deal with entrepreneurs a lot, and how important do you believe relationships are, opposed to you just having the degree or having the certification?
I got you. So I shared this last time at Network and Chill. So from 11 to 1, every time we do the Network and Chill, it's only for the entrepreneurs. It's only for the exclusive, for them to network with each other, yada, yada, yada. And all we do is effectively network. So think about a network. Think about a computer network. You got the motherboard, the mouse, the keyboard, the monitor, all the CD player, all the processor, all that stuff, right? They're part of the same network. So they're part of the same network because they all got the same goal.
Right.
To get this computer up and running.
And
then if you have an effective network and a trustworthy network, you know that if something goes out of whack, you get that little yellow triangle with the exclamation mark in the middle, and they're letting you know something's wrong with this network.
Right.
We were okay just 2 days ago. Something ain't right.
So there's a piece that's
the monitor don't get mad because the keyboard is out of whack. You know what I'm saying? All we doing is trying to announce that we need some help. I ain't trying to point you out.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My network is off. That's how your network should be, just like the network in the computer. Exactly how it is. And that's why they call it the networking.
Right. I just spoke with somebody, and we were talking about you should try not to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, man.
If you're in a room and you feel like that, you need to get out of that room.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's an ego feeder.
It is.
It's a pride giver.
And it's gonna give you a ceiling though.
Yeah.
If you keep being comfortable in that room where everybody amen and yes what you say.
I used to be there.
I know it. Me too. Yeah,
it's easy to get caught up in that. Until you realize, dude, I've been doing the same thing for the last 3 years.
Yeah. You actually you have to be intentional about creating that circle.
Yeah.
Because what they say, that you're the sum total of
the 5 friends, or 10 friends or something. Yeah.
So if you got 5 broke friends, then I can promise you,
at some point
you're number 6. Right. Yeah. If you're not yet, you're gonna be.
I promise you.
Number 6. If you don't bring them up, then you most definitely.
But they got more weight on them because it's 5 more of them. So you're not gonna unless you're Superman.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're outnumbered by broke people. Yeah. Man, I sure appreciate you coming through, man.
Brother, I appreciate it. When I got the call, I'm like, because I honestly, when you reached out to me, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. What do you do? Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it, because you know what? A lot of times when you know anything else, when you just starting stuff, you don't always get that support.
You
right?
don't.
Because people say, oh,
trust me, you don't.
You just started or whatever, and that's cool. I expect the no, so I'm not butthurt about it. So that's why I always tell people I appreciate it, especially people like you. I know you got a million things. I've seen them. You know what I'm saying? So for you to come through and bless my audience.
I appreciate it. Whenever, however I can help, any way I can help. If I can help, I'm help. If I can't, then I won't. But if I can,
right, absolutely. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all learned something here. Mr. Jay, the architect, came and blessed us with some information and some knowledge. And listen, like every week, y'all, we'll be back next week here on the Servant Reel on ServantKing TV.